What does selenium do?
Selenium is incorporated into a couple of dozen different proteins called selenoproteins, or if they have enzymatic activity, selenoenzymes, which have important jobs in reproduction, thyroid health, antioxidant defense, and our immune systems. So getting enough dietary selenium is associated with reduced risk of at least 5 different health conditions. So for this video, let's look at how dietary selenium affects our risk of cancer, autoimmune thyroid conditions like Hashimoto's thyroiditis and Graves' disease. And let's throw in a really interesting one. Let's look at how selenium affects mercury toxicity. Higher levels of selenium in our bodies, which correlates with dietary intake, has been shown to reduce cancer incidence by 31% and cancer mortality by 40%. And because selenoenzymes regulate thyroid hormone activation and deactivation, actually our thyroid glands have more selenium per gram of tissue than any other organ in our bodies. So low selenium intake is a major risk factor for Hashimoto's thyroiditis, Graves' disease, and goiter. And several randomized controlled clinical trials have shown improvement to symptoms and some blood markers in autoimmune thyroid diseases. Now, how selenium protects against mercury toxicity is fascinating because it's also linked to how mercury is toxic in the first place. Mercury binds nearly irreversibly with selenium. So when we're exposed to organic forms of mercury as a pollutant, that mercury binds with the selenium in our selenoenzymes and renders them inactive. Now, this is also why we don't worry very much about the mercury in seafood because seafood is our most reliable food source of selenium. So the selenium in those fish protect us against any mercury exposure from those fish, with only a few exceptions of top predators in polluted waters where they're exposed to more mercury than how much selenium they have. But also, upping dietary selenium is well known to help prevent mercury toxicity and even reverse some of the more severe symptoms, specifically by preventing mercury from accumulating in nerve cells. Now, I know it's tempting to hear about these benefits of selenium and want to run out and buy supplements. But especially when we're talking about cancer and thyroid disease, these are multifactorial, and selenium is hardly the only nutrient that is important here. And that's why the goal of nutrivore is to get all of the nutrients our bodies need from the foods we eat, ideally without engaging in restrictive diet mindset, so it stops being an on again, off again kind of thing. And if you would like to know more about how selenium supports thyroid health, as well as more information on why we most of the time don't need to worry about the mercury in seafood, I recommend grabbing a copy of my book, Nutrivore, available wherever books are sold, but definitely most discounted on Amazon.